This tutorial will show you how you can create and share a Padlet wall. Now that you've signed up for Padlet and signed in, you are taken to what's called your dashboard. So on my dashboard, I have a few things here. I have my Padlets that I've created, worked on, or had access to, activity of what's happening on them, and a few other options. So the first thing we're going to do now is create a new Padlet wall. So I'm going to come over here and click on this pink button, Create New Padlet. Now my Padlet wall is actually ready to go as it is, but it's always a good idea to customize it. So in order to customize it, the first thing I'm going to do is to come down to this little gear icon. And I'm going to click on the gear, and I'm directed through some prompts. So from here I can give it a title. So for this particular wall, I'm going to do a shape photo hunt. So what I'm going to just put here in the description is what I'm going to tell my students to do. Take a picture of a shape around the school and label it. Now here, if I do want to add a little picture, it would just go beside my title. Now I'm done that section, I'm going to scroll down to wallpaper. Wallpaper just means your background. So for this one, I could change it to any of these sample ones, or I could add my own if I want. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Then I'm going to click here on Layout. In Padlet, there are three types of layouts. Freeform means it's kind of like Post-it notes. They can be stuck anywhere on the page. Stream means that they will be posted in a list. And Grid, and it sort of shows you a little preview here, they'll be posted kind of in a square, like four corners. So for this particular one, I'm going to leave it as a free form. Now I'm going to scroll down and check out these other options. Privacy. So if you have something that you do want to make private, so I can have only people I invite by email, if I choose this one, I could password protect the wall, so that other people could view it or write on it, but they would have to enter the password that I would share with them. The default here is hidden link, which means these are not searchable on Google, but anybody that I share this link with will be able to access the wall. And you can see here, I have options. Right now it says can write. When I click on this, there's options. Well, I could allow somebody just to view it, but cannot add new posts. Can write, and that's generally what I keep mine at, is the can write. And in the can write, students can post their own notes or Padlets, and they can only edit his or her posts, but they cannot edit ones written by others. And then the last thing is moderate. And I don't allow students to moderate the post because that means that they could edit anybody else's posts. So I keep it as write. And in terms of the moderating, I should just mention myself as the creator of the Padlet wall, I can moderate. So that means edit or delete any of the posts on the wall. Or you could have the option as well to have it totally public. And down here, there are some more privacy controls. There are options to moderate the post, which means that the post would require approval before they show up on the wall. So I would have to be on my Padlet dashboard and I would need to say, yes, allow this post. Now, once I've got mine all set, so hidden link, can write, I'm just going to hit submit. It says it's changed. Here I have some notifications. If I want notifications, I'm not going to turn mine on. And now the address. So from here, it shows me this is my current address. So padlet.com plus my username plus a string of letters and numbers. So if I wanted to, I could give this a custom name. I could call this one Shape Hunt. So I could say pick, it tells me it is available. And now I'm pretty much ready to share this wall with my students. So there's a couple of ways I could share it. One of the ways in which I could share it is by going to the web address and copying it. So I could go to the edit menu and copy, and then I could paste this web address on perhaps my class web page or some place that it's very easy for my students to access. Another way in which I can share this with my students is through a URL, but a shortened one. This particular URL is very difficult for students to type in. One of the URL shorteners that I use is goo.gl, and if I just go goo.gl and load that in, I can paste my long URL in here and click on shorten URL. And so right here it has given me a shorter URL, and my students learn to know that all my URLs start with goo.gl/, and then they only have to know these last 5 letters and digits. So I would again copy and paste this or put this on the board for my students to enter on their own. Now the last way in which I'll share this is through the use of a QR code. So I'm just going to go back to my Padlet wall, and earlier we were looking here at this gear icon. Now another way in which I can share it is through a QR code. So what I will do here is I'll click on this little share export icon, and it gives me a few options here, but what we're going to look at is we're going to go way down to the bottom, and here it says mobilize, and it shows me a QR code. What that means is that my students could use a QR code reader app, and they could scan that and open up the wall instantly. So we'll just give you a quick demonstration of that. So here I've got an iPad, and I've opened up the iNigma app. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my iPad over to the QR code, and I'm going to center it inside that red box. And we can see here it tells me at the bottom to go online, so I can tap on that, and on my iPad I'm automatically redirected to the Padlet wall. So that is also a very quick and easy way to share the Padlet wall with your class.